Mr. Speaker, I rise in strong opposition to the bill, H.R. 1209, ban the IRS from hiring anyone, not one person, not one individual, until the IRS prove that there is not a single employee in the entire agency with a serious tax debt. Mr. Speaker, I asked how can a hiring freeze possibly help taxpayers? Every person in this body knows that the IRS already has the authority to fire anyone, any employee with serious federal tax issues. Congress gave the IRS this power in Section 1203 of the IRS Restructuring and Reform Act. It was signed into law in 1998, and it is working. Last year, Mr. Speaker, the Department of Treasury had a lower tax delinquency rate than any federal agency and lower than the American public, lower than the Congress. This is a mean piece of legislation. It is not right. It is not fair. It is mean-spirited. So I ask you, why do we want to punish these federal employees? Why do we want to go after the majority of IRS workers who are just hard-working, dedicated public servants? More important, Mr. Speaker, what good does this bill do? Every year, not 1 year, but every year, the IRS is expected to do more with less. We cannot get blood from a turnip. This legislation does nothing to help taxpayers get the service they need and deserve. It does nothing, not one thing, to fight identity theft. It does nothing to stop stolen returns. It does nothing to help the taxpayers speak to a live IRS staff person in a timely manner. Mr. Speaker, this bill is all about a message. It is a talking point. It is so sad that we've come to this point. As a Congress, we can do better. Mr. Speaker, some of us here are ready to do the people's work. This is purely a waste of time. As Mr. Levin stated, this piece of legislation is not going anywhere. Last week, I introduced the Taxpayer Assistance Act. My bill responds to the real needs of American taxpayers. There are many other good ideas to help taxpayers, but these bills are not being considered by this body this week. Instead, Mr. Speaker, we are considering a bill, as I said before, that is mean, downright mean. A bill that is unnecessary, a bill that would do more harm than good. We owe it to ourselves, and we owe it to the American people, to the American taxpayer, to do better. We can do better. Mr. Speaker, I urge each and every one of my colleagues to vote no on this pointless and harmful piece of legislation.